I want to know what it was like to return to the show for season 8. What it was like being a part of that last round of Goa'uld, who were really, the rats on the Titanic. They know their dominion is over, and they know that they're in trouble, and they are coming with hat in hand to Earth, completely 180 degrees from what the Goa'uld were doing to them 5 years before.
Right.
What was it like playing that part? Yeah, what was it like playing the part?
Well,
boardroom scenes.
I would have liked to have been able to, to me, it was like a scab just like a little scab on the body. And I only got to pick at it a little. I didn't get to play as much as I wanted to play. So I felt kind of unfulfilled.
Okay.
I just got to play Richard a little bit. We got to have a little bit of this and that. But that's ultimately when as an artist, as someone, I'll give 100% of whatever I got to whatever it is at the time. But ultimately with that, I felt that there could have been so much more. And, what it became, what that particular series of events and scenes and what he was going through it was poker. It was a poker game. So that's how I approached it. Who's bluffing who? What can I get? But ultimately, I was at the mercy of, whoever controlled the table, and it wasn't me anymore. I pretended it was me, but it wasn't me. So psychologically, that's where I went with it. And that is always enjoyable. I mean, whenever you're an actor who's already, acting is pretending, and then in the pretending, you're pretending. So yeah, that's how I approach that.
It was such a shock when Elizabeth Weir, played by Tori Higginson, comes down to the cell, and he basically says to her, "Please don't send me back. I can be of use to you here." And it's like, whoa, this guy, if he goes back there, he knows that Baal's going to kill him. He doesn't want to go back.
Right.
It was like one of those moments where it's like, this is completely uncharted territory for us dealing with our arch enemy. That was wild, and you played it very convincingly.
Well, that's the goal, right? Like I said earlier, whatever the truth is for that character, for me, that's what I'm trying to accomplish. And everything's got to be relatable. I was, again, of course, also you're dealing with, the writers and the directors and whatever their concept of it is. If they let you go, you just go, and that's when you got to have your work ready. Sometimes when you don't have strong choices and you think they're going to direct you, they don't. And then other times, you'll have all your strong choices, but they'll redirect you. So you got to be ready for anything. But I try to, I hate to say the word, humanize him in his vulnerability in that moment, because I have to connect with the other character to get what I want from anybody. I have to find something in them that sympathizes with me.
Absolutely.
So that was the idea behind that scene and subsequent scenes after that.
Absolutely.
So I think, Camulus, ultimately, if he got what he wanted, he'd mess shit up on Earth as much as he could. Look, once he negotiated way out of death and exile, if it wasn't exile, he would, I don't think he'd ever learn. I would hope he would never learn and never become a good guy, or good god, I should say.
Right.
Yeah. I would not have allowed it. I would have had my little secret looks to the camera when the other characters trust me, and you better not trust me.
Even Baal, when he ended up on Earth, he was still more of a smarmy businessman. The Goa'uld, they're always going to have their secrets. So, and I always wonder what happened to Camulus when he took that ZPM and walked back through the Stargate. I wonder where he ended up, and I wonder just how long he survived wherever he ended up, because we don't hear from him after that. That's it. So someone cut him off.
I think he should be in the sequel of Guardians of the Galaxy if they ever do another one. He's out there.
You showed you showed up in Stargate Continuum. You know,
right.
What a delight was that with all the other Goa'uld Mardi Gras Part 2. Tell us about coming back for Continuum.
Well, again, I think Martin Wood was directing that one too. So by that point, everyone I got to know the rest of the cast, and although I mean Martin directed us in Andromeda as well. I got to know the writers and producers. I'm still friends with a lot of them. It was a blast. I mean, my only regret with it was that I hadn't become part of that family a little sooner, and we just couldn't play a little bit more.
Right.
And again, personally, I liked so much of the cast and crew, and then professionally, the scope of it, you know, it would have been very good for the career as well, you know. So,
how well did you know Cliff Simon?
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit there.
How well did you know Cliff Simon?
Who?
Cliff Simon, Baal.
I don't really know. I just to see him at conventions. I didn't really know him.
Okay.
So we didn't hang out. We didn't hang out like off that set, but I'd see him again at conventions. But I didn't really know him. Oh, okay. How well do you know him?
Well, he passed away. He passed away about 2.5, I guess, years ago now, and yeah, he passed away. Was it? When was his death? Sorry. Yeah, no, it's all right. Let me see when that was. March of 2021. So yeah, he's been gone for 2 years, 3 months now. It was devastating. The entire Stargate community wept. And you know, he was always considered like in the same sphere as Camulus. So,
oh my God, that's dead on my birthday.
Wow. Yeah.
I have 2 birthdays. My actual birthday, not that, I mean, that doesn't mean anything, like, it's got nothing to do with me, but my actual birthday is March 9th. My legal is March 13th, which we get to later. But yeah, of course, shit, there's Cliff right there.
Yeah. He was, was it wind sailing, wind boarding? It was some kind of ocean activity. And yeah, it was sudden. It was, well, I mean, you know, it wasn't like cancer or anything. And it was wild. I had an interview with him scheduled 3 days after he died, and we had to scramble. I had to go on the air. My announcement video is still on Dial the Gate of me just sobbing my eyes out, having just heard like 15 minutes before that my guest for the weekend had just been killed. And it's one of those that, you know, just back to the point from earlier that you were saying, you know, you never know how long you got before you return to the abyss. Yeah. So gotta.
Yeah. Well, you know, the one thing I would say about that, he loved what he was doing. I know he loved, he was very adventurous, and I know that he spent a lot of his time rescuing animals as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he did a lot of things that were scary, and I think that's pretty amazing that he was able to go out that way.
Thanks for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. You can find the full live stream shows on our YouTube channel or visit dialthegate.com for the complete schedule. See you on the other side.